Hello, everybody. This is Sunday. It's July 24th, and we are moving into week 12 of our online astronomy course. Now, before I start telling you about Module 12, I want to remind you that this coming week is when you'll be taking your exam, your third exam, and that covers modules 9, 10, and 11. The exam opens up tomorrow. That's July 25th, and it will end on Sunday, at the end of the day, on Sunday, July 31st. So it's, as before, it's 35 multiple choice questions. It's available on Canvas. You'll find it located right after Module 8. I'm sorry, right after Module 11, excuse me, right after Module 11. And you can use your book, you can use your homework quizzes, but no other resources are allowed or needed. Also remember that I always ask a few questions, one or two questions about the videos, real simple things. And if you want to have a calculator handy, that's fine. You're not going to need it because there are no complicated math problems on the exams. So good luck on that, and you can take it twice if you want to. And if you take it twice, I'll give you the average of your two scores. So good luck with that. All right, Module 12. We've talked about stars, the lives of the stars, and now we're going to look at groups of stars and how stars are collected into large collections of stars called galaxies. And we're going to start out, Module 12 is about our galaxy, our own Milky Way galaxy. And you can see it here in this picture I took. This is a picture I took back in September 2016. This was at Lassen Volcanic National Park in Northern California. And we were camped on the shore of this lake. And I went out one night, no moon, beautiful night, and got this picture of our Milky Way galaxy. I'll move aside there. And you can see the Milky Way galaxy just sort of slanting up, just like that, rising from the southern horizon. I'll be talking a little bit more about what the Milky Way is made of. I will point out something special about seeing the Milky Way this time of year, and that is that you are looking into the center of the Milky Way. I'm just going to move to the side here, and just maybe you can recognize the constellation of Sagittarius right here. Here's the handle of the T-spot, the spout is down here, and if I just go up right over here, you're looking into the center of our Milky Way galaxy. So what is our galaxy? You know, why is it called the Milky Way? What has it been historically? And I want to show you a few cool things, I think, having to do with the history of the Milky Way. People have wondered about it for a long time. And if you go all the way back to the Egyptians, here is their depiction of the Milky Way. Now, if you look at the Milky Way at the right time of year, and now it's about the right time of year, you'll notice that the Milky Way stretches from the southern horizon all the way across to the northern horizon. So on top here is a wide angle photo of the Milky Way stretching from the northern horizon, the southern horizon over here on the left to the northern horizon, all the way over to the right. The Egyptians saw that, and they embodied that in a goddess, the goddess called Nut. And here she is. She's usually portrayed as forming this bow, this arch with her body. And there are the stars in Nut's body. Here's her husband, Seb, underneath. And you may not know this, but you've actually seen the goddess Nut before, many times, perhaps many times. And that's because if you have ever been to Ogden's Egyptian theater and looked up above the stage, right up there, your Egyptian hieroglyphics decorating the stage. And there at the top, spreading her wings, is the goddess Nut. And you know, if you've watched the presentation at the Egyptian, if you lean back, look up, you can see the stars blinking on and off in the ceiling. So it's very appropriate for Nut to be up there. So why do we call it the Milky Way? Well, this can go back to mythology in Roman times. We have the god Jupiter, and the god Jupiter had a child, Hercules, but not by his wife. His wife was Juno. And this painting here by Tintoretto, very famous painting called The Origin of the Milky Way. This is Jupiter here, and he wanted to make Hercules immortal because he had Hercules' mother, not Juno, was a mortal. And so he thought he would have the young Hercules drink some of Juno's breast milk as she slept. Sort of a jerk. But anyway, Juno woke up and her milk spilled into the sky. And you can see it there spilling into the sky. And so ever since then, the Romans called it the Via Lactea, the Milky Way, the Milky Road. And today, we still call it the Milky Way. So, what is Milky Way? If you look at it, you can see some spots are bright, some spots are dark, and the bright spots are the stars in our Milky Way galaxy. Our Milky Way galaxy contains several 100 billion stars. Several 100 billion stars. That's like a 3, 2, 3, or 4 with 11 zeros after it. So a huge number of stars in our Milky Way. And you might think, well, which stars are in the Milky Way? Here I see stars over here on the left side of the screen, on the right side of the screen. All the stars you see in the sky belong to our Milky Way, but they are concentrated in the disk of our Milky Way. Our Milky Way isn't a big ball of stars. It's much more like a plate of stars, as you can see here. And it turns out we're not at the center of the Milky Way either. This disk of stars, this thin disk of stars. And you know, we are in the disk of the Milky Way. And so when we are in the disk of the Milky Way, we look along the edge of the Milky Way. And so if we look in one direction, if we look along the Milky Way, we see stars. But if we look out of the Milky Way, either above it or below it, we don't see as many stars. And that's what's happening in this picture. You can see we're looking along the disk of the Milky Way right there. Here we go, do that again so you can see that a little bit better. Looking along the disk of the Milky Way like that. And if we look in this direction or in that direction, out of the Milky Way, out of the Milky Way, then we don't see nearly as many stars because there are there's very fewer stars looking this way than there are looking toward the center. So where are we in the Milky Way? Are we at the center of the Milky Way? And the answer is no. We are about a third of the way out to the edge. So we're in the suburbs of the Milky Way. How big is the Milky Way? How big is this disk? Well, we need a new measure of distance. Remember, for planets, we use astronomical units for how far planets are from the sun. For the nearest star, and for the stars, we use parsecs. A parsec is 3.26 light years. Galaxies are so huge, we have to use a new measure of distance, which is the kiloparsec. Now, just like a kilometer is 1,000 meters, a kiloparsec is 1,000 parsec, 3,260 light years. And our Milky Way is about 50 kiloparsecs from one side to the other. So it's about 25 kiloparsecs from the center out to an edge. And we are about 8 kiloparsecs from the center. You'll find out that we know quite a bit about the Milky Way. How did we find out where we are in the Milky Way? You know, if we're only looking at the Milky Way, as I said, we're looking at the Milky Way just edge on like that. How can we tell where we are in the Milky Way? Well, this was accomplished by a man named Harlow Shapley about 100 years ago. In our previous modules, you learned about star clusters, clusters of stars, and surrounding our Milky Way. So here's the disk of our Milky Way, and surrounding our Milky Way, all around it, are a bunch of globular star clusters. And those star clusters have a type of variable star in them called a RR Lyra variable star. They were first discovered in the constellation Lyra, so we call them RR Lyras. And we can use them to measure the distance to the globular clusters. And it turns out that all the globular clusters were concentrated in just one part of the sky. And they were concentrated around the constellation, around like this, around the constellation of Sagittarius. And they formed a big ball around in that direction in the sky. And Shapley reasoned that those globular star clusters must be orbiting the center of the Milky Way. And so at the center of those globular clusters was the center of our Milky Way. And that's how we know that we're out in the suburbs, about 8 kiloparsecs out from the center. We also, as you'll learn in this module, about the structure of our Milky Way. The stars aren't just scattered uniformly around. The stars are found in spiral arms, and those spiral arms are going to go around and outward from the center. You'll find out that our Milky Way, that the spiral arms don't start in the center. There's a bar in the center of the Milky Way. And those spiral arms come out from the center, from the ends of those bars. So there's a bar, and then the Milky Way comes out. The spiral arm comes out from the end of the arm. So you'll learn all about that. You'll learn about how thick is our Milky Way. I told you it's about 50 kiloparsecs across, but it's only about 1 kiloparsec thickness, about 1,000 parsecs thick. At the center of our Milky Way lies something really amazing. So again, right about here on the sky, if I was to zoom in on that, you would come to something called Sagittarius, because it's in the constellation Sagittarius. Sagittarius A with a little star up above it. Sagittarius A star is how it's said. And at the location of Sagittarius A star, there is a black hole. Not just an ordinary black hole with a mass of a couple stars. Our Milky Way has the mass of 5 million stars, 5 million solar mass, supermassive black hole. And we know how massive it is just by watching a star. If here's the black hole, we can watch stars orbit that supermassive black hole. And their orbit tells us the mass, just like we know the mass of the sun by watching the planets orbit the sun. We can use Kepler's laws to figure out the sun's mass. We can use Kepler's laws to figure out the mass of that supermassive black hole. And in fact, you'll see exactly how that's done in this module. So that's what is going on. In this module, you'll learn about our home galaxy, our Milky Way. So before we go, I am just going to take a look here. One more thing, and that is stellarium. And as it happens, there is a full moon this week. And we're looking on the day of the full moon. This is Thursday. Actually, it happens Thursday morning. So Thursday night's a little bit past the full moon. Am I saying full moon? I am. New moon. There's a new moon. I think I did this last time too. There is a new moon on this Thursday. And that is the best time to see the Milky Way because there's nothing in the way of it. So here we are looking south. Here's Sagittarius. Here is the handle. Here's the spout. There's the center of our Milky Way, just as I was showing you on this picture that you can see behind me right about there. And this is a great time to go out to someplace dark and see the Milky Way. You can see it if you just go back to, if you live in Ogden, just go back to Pine View Reservoir. If you want, go up to Monte Cristo or someplace like that, get a great view of the Milky Way. And if it's clear, I'm going to try to do that. Last time I tried to do that, it didn't work. It was cloudy for all the times that I wanted to go out. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed this time, try to get a good view of the Milky Way. But go out, you can go out either on Wednesday, which is the 27th, Thursday, the 28th. Both those nights will be really dark. And you know, if you go out on Tuesday or Friday, still be good. So take a look, see if you can take a look at our home galaxy here. And also, if you turn a little bit to the east, you'll see Saturn and Jupiter in the sky. A bit of a bonus for you. So as always, if you have any question about this material, I hope you'll let me know. You can send me an email. You can, I'd be happy to set up a meeting with you, either on Zoom or in my office. Oh, here's another picture of the Milky Way too. Van Gogh's Starry Night. There we go. Milky Way is everywhere you look today. So have a good weekend. Good luck on the test. I hope that all goes well for you. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you next time. So until then, bye-bye.